Hogs lick wounds.
I don't know if they could really do that.
Yeah, I don't think it's physically possible. But yes, running back Devwah Whaley, he has undergone ankle surgery. He could be back in November, according to Chad Morris. Quarterback Ty Storey, he is in concussion protocol. Arkansas hosts 1-5 Tulsa on Saturday. Paul, do you think Arkansas can get the win over Tulsa?
Yes, I do.
Yes, good call. I mean,
convincing win by at least 7 points.
Yeah, we talked earlier in the year if they could get to a bowl game.
I mean, Tulsa had a pulse a couple weeks ago against someone, but the Hogs will win this game. They should have won the Ole Miss game.
Now, I know what Chad Morris wants to do with his quarterback. He wants Ty Storey to play, and he is indeed on track to play against Tulsa. The Arkansas quarterback cleared for practice this week, and this team has looked a lot different in the last couple of weeks. I think when they were trying to figure out what was going to happen with Cole Kelly or Ty Storey, they didn't really know what direction Morris was going to go in. Once Ty became the starting quarterback, slowly started seeing what we were thinking we were going to get to see from Arkansas football, and that was a little bit more success, especially offensively. In fact, if you look at what Ty Storey was able to do in the last 2 weeks when he was healthy, before he got injured against Ole Miss and then the Bama game, he was completing 69% of his passes. So that's one of the guys that they're hoping that Chad Morris can get that W against Tulsa, and he's hoping, more importantly, that they can use this as a catalyst going forward. Good recruiting class for him, and they are hoping that this year, listen, it's a year zero situation for probably him and Tennessee, right, for Jeremy Pruitt. They're hoping that they can take a little bit one step further this year and build upon it. For Arkansas, I think the bowl opportunities are not going to be in the cards and not going to happen this year. But
when you look at the Razorbacks, this is their only win is in the opener. Same story for Tulsa, actually. Tulsa, though, if you watched them last week, they almost beat South Florida. Should have beaten South Florida. Lake Barnett brought the Bulls back there in Tulsa. So what are we looking for in this game?
Well, first of all, I'm looking to see if Ty Storey plays in the game or not. Not looking like he's going to after getting put in concussion protocol last week. But Rakeem Boyd, the guy you just saw there, is their explosive playmaker. I think, in fact, if he doesn't go down with that injury last week, I think they beat Ole Miss. Their offense got a little bit stagnant.
Storey you're talking about?
Yeah. No. I'm saying when Rakeem Boyd went out of the football game, the offense got a little stagnant. When Ty Storey went out, it got completely stopped. So those two guys are big, but Rakeem Boyd's a guy that can catch the football out of the backfield, as you saw a minute ago, and he can certainly take a handoff the distance. He's been a nice surprise for this Arkansas offense this season.
All right. Anybody else on that team that you're kind of keeping an eye on for Arkansas?
No, I mean, there is a couple guys. I'm interested to see Ryan Pulley, the corner for Arkansas, was ejected last week late in the football game. Chad Morris has kind of hinted a little bit that perhaps he may be suspended for this one. So there's some young guys that are getting an opportunity to play.
All right, so Arkansas, Tulsa, that will be the first game of the day. Right, here's a trivia question. Yep. What's my hometown?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Attababy. Well done. All right, well, I just so happens the University of Tulsa makes its way to Fayetteville. That's just a 2-hour drive straight east to face Arkansas. It is the first game of the day for us right here on the old SEC Network. Tulsa, a team that over the years you've grown accustomed to them putting up big yards and points. Does Arkansas slow them down? The Golden Hurricane haven't won since their opener. Arkansas also just one win since their opener. Bold prediction, Razorbacks.
Rakeem Boyd, the running back for Arkansas, will have over 150 yards and all-purpose yards from the line of scrimmage. So he went out early last week against Ole Miss, and that game changed considerably. He's their explosive playmaker, both running the football and, as you saw a minute ago, a good pass catcher out of the backfield. Ty Storey probably is not going to play, so they're going to have to get the football to their playmaker a lot to allow him to give them that offensive explosion they need so badly.
You have just explained why it's not necessarily. I don't know. I'm not going to make that. Your case, your job is to make it bold.
I'm just explaining why it's possible as well. They need it to be possible.
Here's what I can tell you.
Probable in my mind.
There is no D in Tulsa. They are 115th in the country against the run. Arkansas is going to have 1 million possessions.
Oh, now you're doing research here?
Yes.
Okay.
I always do research. Tulsa and Arkansas, the first game of the day on the network.
Arkansas 34, Tulsa 20. All right, if you look at Arkansas's schedule, they haven't had many games that you look at and say that's a win, but this is one that we kind of penciled in for the Razorbacks. They should be able to go out and win. Tulsa just 1-5 at this point. They run a little bit of a unique Art Briles type offense that they don't quite have the personnel for yet. Yeah. Arkansas should be able to win this game rather easily.
They're Coach Philip Montgomery was a Briles assistant at Baylor.
Arkansas looks to get back in the win column against Tulsa. Missouri welcomes an explosive Memphis offense into Como. A&M, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, all off this week.
Des, I'm going to go with Tulsa. I got to do something to catch up with Reese. He's in the clubhouse as a winner here. Arkansas, the starting quarterback's out. This is a rivalry game, believe it or not. Tulsa, I think, has some energy. Could stay within a touchdown. Who knows? After the disappointment where Arkansas almost won a week ago, I think they could be down. I'm going to hang with Tulsa here, see if they can get it done for me.
And we go to this Arkansas-Tulsa game. Dejon Harris for Arkansas. 77 tackles this season, actually leads the SEC. This Arkansas defense has improved. Of course, they're looking for a much-needed win at this point, and there are some situational things going on with the quarterbacks there. We go to Chris Budden, who'll be on the sideline for this game.
Some quarterback news out of Fayetteville this morning as Ty Storey will not play for the Razorbacks today. There was some thought earlier in the week that he was progressing, but as the end of the week came, the symptoms just did not go away, so he will not be able to play today. Instead, the freshman Connor Nolan will get his first career start. We will also see Cole Kelly today in some situational packages, but Connor Nolan is a name you're going to remember, Laura, because I know you're a baseball fan. You will likely see him on the mound later on this year for the Razorback baseball team. He's an Arkansas product, said he grew up wanting to be a quarterback for this team and eventually being a weekend starter for the baseball team as well.
I love it. We will see this guy pitching, and today he gets the start for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Tim, as a freshman going up against a Tulsa team that, by the way, is better than their record says they are, what do you think the challenges are?
I think you need to stay inside of the offense. You need to go 1 to 2, be confident in your decision making, trust it, let it rip. If you throw an interception, it's okay. Just make sure you're being aggressive, you're playing with confidence, and throw it to the good guys.
Throw it to the good guys. How about this? Turn around and hand it off.
That works too, but he can't hand it off to Devwa Whaley, who is out for the Hogs with an ankle injury.
He became kind of that stabilizing element for an Arkansas offense that is trying to find its way. First career start here for the true freshman versus Tulsa.
This is the 73rd meeting between the two schools, the first since 2012. Arkansas leads 53-16. And they've won the last 18 times. Tulsa has not won this game since 1976 as Nate Walker puts his right foot into it. And Arkansas will start at the 25, Chris Budden.
They had success last week versus Ole Miss.
Fumbles have been a big issue, but they go right back to Boyd on the ground, and he gets the edge. First down Razorbacks out near midfield.
Well, it makes sense, and we're going to see a lot of number 5 in this game. This is the most explosive playmaker for the Arkansas offense throughout the season. Not the most efficient as far as scoring touchdowns has the Tulsa offense been in the red zone.
It's Brooks for a 4th straight play, and he might have gotten half a yard. Armon Watts stuck his arm out there and brought him to the ground.
A different turnaround in that divergent offensive philosophies that preceded it.
Rakeem Boyd on the handoff from Connor Nolan for 9 yards, Chris.
We've seen 12 runs. Not a lot of air action.
Maybe one here, though. Underneath throw is complete. And past the 40 up to the 41 is Jordan Jones.
Oh, they wanted to get him incorporated. Forced into service here today.
Boyd gets clear past the 40-yard line.
This game to get Arkansas off schedule.
Nolan, middle of the field is open. O'Grady, first down in Tulsa territory.
Off the play action to Rakeem Boyd. And he bought the linebackers. Zaven Collins, who just made the play, Cooper Edmondson, both stepping up to try to play run. A couple of games to start off the season, but it's really coming off.
To Hayden, again to O'Grady. Makes a man miss and gets down near the red zone to the 20-yard line. That's 20 more.
Hey, if it works once, why not see if it'll work twice? Time once again, you see it, buying linebackers.
That were all over 35 yards. This is 33. And he hits a line drive right through there, and the Razorbacks are on the board first.
Climbed up on Drake Greenlaw. And Brooks able to hit the hole quickly.
It's 13 yards. Play action, nothing open, and down he goes. McTelvin Agim finishes things off.
Full protection, so they got 7 in to protect. You got a back and a tight end, and where are you going to go with this football? Seth Boomer says, why risk it? I'm going to pull this thing down, try to...
Son of the NFL great Darren Bennett, punting for the Golden Hurricane. Line drive that Deion Stewart can field. He's dangerous back there. Can he get the edge? Yes, he can. Can he beat Bennett? No, Bennett runs him out of bounds.
As we've seen third downs be challenging, may see another one here.
Boomer's got plenty of time. Nothing open, incomplete. Also won in overtime 2 years ago, and the Mustangs beat Tulsa last season. Hakeem Boyd beats the Tulsa defenders the 41-yard line.
From their secondary or second level to play the run.
This guy has been a bell cow. The turf monster got it.
Cost his team a red zone yardage.
Kick to Hayden. Nolan. Touchdown Razorbacks. That's Grayson Gunner. Of the season, the sophomore from Madison, Mississippi.
He just kind of bluffs like he's going to block. You see a lot of these divide zone, split zone runs.
So does have 1 timeout left. Only 1 completion today, and it's incomplete.
Able to make the completion.
Don't use that 1 timeout. Boomer tries to throw the home run ball. It's intercepted. It's underthrown to Pulley.
The ball just hangs in the air. Pulley now 2 out of the last 3 plays, able to just make an adjustment to this ball in the air. It's like a center fielder's that hangs up. And I'm with you, Taylor, surprised in an effort to stay tempo there, trying to jam in another play, but a chance to maybe get a better play call in. Clearly, Tulsa felt as if they could maybe jump the Arkansas defense. Now able to tee off on some of these 3rd and long.
Tulsa 2 for 7 today on 3rd down. Down he goes. Boomer sacked inside the 10-yard line. McTelvin Agim there and T.J. Smith.
You know, Arkansas brings 5. So they've got a rusher for every one of your potential blockers.
Vanderbilt on the road at Mizzou and Kentucky.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to say Vanderbilt.
It's a high-powered offense. Meanwhile, running for his life is Seth Boomer. Boomer again goes down. Ball comes out, and it's recovered by Chandler Miller, the center for Tulsa. At least initially it was. Let's see if a Razorback stole it away from him.
Trying to pick up some yards and punt it away with the way your protection has been breaking down. And this is what you risk if you don't. And it was Armon Watts, who John Chavis was so high on, a guy that's been on this roster, and he's just kind of been kept in the mothballs, has exploded in pass protection. So it might just be Chase Hayden and Boyd in this game.
Nolan escapes a Tulsa defender. He's inside the 15-yard line, and that's a 1st down. That's a 9-yard run.
Take a shot at a field goal.
This is a 35-yard attempt, and Limpert is straight through. Razorbacks shutting out the Golden Hurricane on homecoming.
Well, we've seen on the previous 3rd downs, including on the previous possession on a 3rd and long, where Arkansas is able to get home. You have those 3 down linemen inside.
Boomer with just 2 completions today and can't get this one off. Riston Guidry gets home.
He ends up just beating Chris Paul at right guard. He crosses his face, able to get upfield. And you know, Taylor, you were speculating, do you run the football on a 3rd and 5 right here, try to give your punting team a shot on a scramble on the previous possession, but now back in the lineup.
And it's still Hayden with Boyd hurt and wide open. Inside the 15 is LaMichael Petway. So wondered about Malik Williams. He's standing behind Kelly. And he has the football. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Razorbacks.
He pulls around and leads Williams into the line of scrimmage cleanly.
Razorbacks. He has limited Tulsa today to 2 completions as Shamari Brooks gets up to the 15-yard line.
And in fact, both seasons unfolding very similarly as well.
On a 3rd and 5, they run it with Hayden for a first down. No, don't show me that. Connor Nolan. Low throw, but Austin Cantrell dug it out of the dirt.
Second medium, 2nd and 5. If you want to take a shot, you can.
Instead, it's Randy Ramsey
who stands for this job.
Cole Kelly, big man, follows some blocking in front, and he's out of bounds down near the 31-yard line. He waited on Johnny Gibson, his right guard, and picked up 18 yards.
We talk about one of the better short yardage threats. He's just such a big body. We mentioned it earlier.
Chase Hayden. Tough running to the 20-yard line. Malik Williams. Got it inside the 10. First down to Arkansas.
Light production for the true freshman.
And that bullet goes through from 24 yards away. That's the longest drive of the season for Arkansas. 15 plays, 74 yards in 8 minutes. And there's Kelly Bryant calling the Hogs with the crowd as he got a big ovation. Visited Chapel Hill, North Carolina last week, and here he is in Fayetteville this week, trying to figure out where he'll play college football next season.
He didn't finish that last Suey. Kind of pulled the plug on the last one.
Tulsa can get a first down at the 4. Boomer, down he goes. Arkansas shuts out Tulsa. McTelvin Ageen with the sack.
Best game of the season for Ageen. And he was just working on the center and ends up looping back around. It's the exact same stunt they ran on the play before. And we saw all game long the Razorback defense able to spend time in the Golden Hurricanes offensive backfield. There was never an opportunity for that passing game to ever get going, and they shut down the Tulsa offensive unit.
And it's going to be a win in his first career start for Connor Nolan, who will get to take the last snap. The Razorbacks end the 6-game losing streak, beating Tulsa today 23-0.
Home against Tulsa. These two teams, neither has won a game since their opener. Connor Nolan, the freshman, getting the first start. This Ty Story's hurt, but McKinley Whitfield with the Tulsa pick.
That's kind of on the receiver as well. If you're throwing that slant, your quarterback's trusting that you're going to beat the defender across his face. That time, just poor play by the wide receiver.
Well, how about Nolan into Cheyenne O'Grady? That's a gain of 20.
I got to give the kid a lot of credit. He did not get rattled on the pick on the very first opening series. He came back, ended up 10 for 16 on the day, really regained his composure and played well after that.
You might have noticed the tight ends were on fire here, much like they were in Columbia, Missouri. A fiery feat from O'Grady, and then another one to Grayson Gunter from Nolan. Touchdown, Nolan to Gunter.
A little slip underneath the formation there, bluff the end, sneak out into the flat for the touchdown.
I was waiting for him to burst into flames there. He didn't. Fortunately, Tulsa 1st and 10. Watch Ryan Pulley. Steps in front of the pass from Seth Boomer, which would make sense if he played for a different school in Oklahoma, but he doesn't. He plays for Tulsa. Pulley with the pick. That's a good play.
Well, I'll tell you this. The story of the day really was Arkansas's defense because you got turnovers. They got 6 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, held Tulsa under 200 yards total offense. They played very well today.
Now, Cole Kelly comes into the game briefly, just for a small number of plays. Second and goal, he hands to Malik Williams, who gets into the end zone The run game was led by Raheem Boyd, 22 carries for 99 yards. Of course, Devwah Whaley's gone, and then you see another run. This one is Kelly for 19. Arkansas 23-zip over the Golden Hurricane as we take you inside the SEC, presented by Auto Owners Insurance with head coach Chad Morris.
Our players have, as we know, have battled all year long. Some of the outcomes have not gone our way, but these guys continue to fight. And it says a lot about who we are. It says a lot about our program. It says a lot about our state. And it says a lot about what we're trying to build here is we're going to continue to fight, and we're going to continue to put one foot in front of the other. You know, when you start talking offensively, what a special moment for Connor. A young man from right down the road and probably dreamed of this moment his entire life. To be able to come out there and lead the Hogs to a win, and I'm very proud of him.
You grow up watching the Hogs play, and to be out there on the field and getting my first start meant a lot to me. So it was a big moment, but just try to downplay that a little bit and focus on the game.
We had all the confidence in Connor. He can run the ball real well as well. So we put him in situations to run the ball. I think he did a tremendous job at making sure we're all on the same page.
He is my performer of the week.
Here's mine. The Arkansas defense.
Wow, a little off the radar.
Tulsa could have stayed home and scored just as many points as they did against Arkansas. First shutout for the Razorbacks since 2014. Held Tulsa to 260 yards, couple of turnovers. McTelvin at game, 2 sacks, 3.5 tackles for loss. Congrats to the Hogs. John Chavis, defensive coordinator. Props. Razorbacks.